books. And that's relevant here because we have a clip of Dennis Prager, whining about YouTube censorship. And I want to go use this as a launching point to talk about actual YouTube censorship.
Well, this is not new. They have been for a while. We're actually in a lawsuit with regard to Google, which owns YouTube. For example, we produce 5-minute videos. 4 prime ministers have made videos for us, and 3 Pulitzer Prize winners, liberal professors, conservative professors.
He always definitely sounds like he has food in his mouth. All right, I'm sorry.
Also, Holocaust deniers like Owen Benjamin and people like that.
Yeah, people like that.
About as mainstream conservative as exists. And these are educational videos. We have 1 billion views a year. Most of the viewers are under 35. So we're a big force in the world of what we believe. And Google, which owns YouTube and Facebook and Twitter and Spotify and, basically all of the media of internet communications are run by people who do not want us. By us, I don't mean only PragerU, us who are not on the left, to have a big voice. So, for example, they have placed about 80 of our 400 videos. They're all 5-minute videos. They come out every week. They have placed about 8 of them on the restricted list. So if you filter pornography, you cannot get Professor Alan Dershowitz speaking about Israel's founding. You
what?
Cannot.
Explain that.
That's right. Oh, explain it. It's very simple. If it's pro-America, if it's pro-Israel, if it's pro-religion, it's likely to be censored by Google, YouTube. It's a phenomenon. I did a video on the 10 Commandments. It's on the pornography restricted list.
Well, I have to say, from reading some of Prager's editorials, I'm less surprised than he is. But here's the thing. He may or may not have a few on the restricted list. And I'm sure that if Alan Dershowitz has one on the restricted list, it's because Alan Dershowitz advocates an extreme hard-right ethnocentric view of Israel and the Middle East. But there's one video that was actually taken down, unlisted completely, beyond this demonetized. And that was a video by Zero Books where Ben Burgess, who we know, does these debunks on my show. He does logic videos for Zero Books, and he wrote this book called Give Them an Argument, Logic for the Left. And he took a video apart where Ben Shapiro essentially assaulted American Jews for being critical of Israel, essentially said that there was one hard right view of Israel you could have, or you're self-hating or anti-Semitic. That video was unlisted, was put in a thing too that even when you clicked on it, it had a warning around it. It went to apparently a review process because it was appealed because there's nothing. I mean, it's a basic politics video. And it was still put in a restricted status. So the lesson here is that, first of all, we know that in the big picture that there's, the Stefan Molyneux, Dave Rubin brains video never got subject to any of this kind of treatment. I don't even know. It might even still be monetized, right? So we know that in the grand scheme of things that actually far-right content was facilitated and fed by the YouTube algorithm and not targeted until potentially very recently. And then the other lesson is that, yes, these companies are completely inequipped to make decisions like this. It is a threat to press and open discussion of every kind. And it is perfectly demonstrated by the fact that they're just filtering for the title Israel or American Jews. They're making no analytical assessment whatsoever of a rational, well-articulated video that dealt with the merits of the issue at hand, because they don't care about it and because they don't choose to invest in the capacity to monitor it, which is why they need to either be heavily regulated or made public utilities, because it is, in fact, a very big threat to openness and content creation, press, and media. So, but of course, Dennis Prager wants to turn it into some fantasy about Google being run by Hezbollah or something.
If only.
Who is? Do we have a sense of who PragerU is funded by? Like what kind of corporate interests are funding PragerU?
I think it's some fracking guys. Pretty sure it's some fracking guys. Yeah,
Okay.
and I think that's covered in the second plug I'll give his YouTube channel of the day. Sean, he has 2 videos that are really good. How PragerU lies to you. That's got 1 million views.
Oh, great.
And How PragerU lies to you. The British Empire. That was only 3 months ago. That's about 500,000 views. So check those out. Very good.
Very cool. My Sean is always watching videos from that Sean.